Hello, everybody. It is Mike Young, lifestyle nutritionist with aPlantBasedDiet.org. Welcome to chapter 30 of the Live to 150 book. And it is entitled, You Become Like the 5 People You Hang Out With. That's the truth. You are who you surround yourself with, right? Well, if you don't realize that, that's the purpose of this chapter. I'm going to explain this to you. Nobody can escape this. First of all, don't think that, oh, you're the exception. Oh, I realize that. I realize people have said that. So I just, I know I hang out with some people that are doing things that I shouldn't get involved in, but I just won't. I'm smart enough. I won't. I've got enough willpower. I'm not an idiot. Okay. I'm not a child. Don't worry about me. That's bullshit. Okay. That is total BS. Everyone, including myself, is affected by the people you hang out with. You need to not live your life full of people who just happen to randomly be around you. And especially not in 2022 when I'm recording this video. I'm 52. I grew up in a time when, nobody even thought about what's a cell phone, mobile phone. Never heard of that. Didn't think it would ever happen. Definitely didn't think about computers or the internet in my early childhood times. It kind of appeared during the 80s, basically. The mobile phones not until the 90s, the internet end of the 90s, basically. I mean, there was a lot of things that were thought to be impossible. But one of the things when I look back at that time is that you really were just stuck being like the people you were hanging around with, AKA random people that were around you. And you couldn't really do much about that. A lot of times, like, well, if you were in this neighborhood, well, all the really intelligent people were over in that neighborhood, but you can't live over there. You can't spend any time there. Maybe it's a gated neighborhood and you have no way to get there except for a car and they're expensive. And that's about it. Other than that, you're not going to be able to ever have any of the advantages that they have, right? Well, that's kind of the way it was. But now you got the internet. You're watching me on the internet. You can surround yourself with me. If you want to be like me and live to 150, just keep watching the videos, keep liking the videos so they appear more in your algorithm. Share the videos, comment on the videos. You'll see more of my videos. You get to hang out with me. And I do the same thing with people I want to be like and hang out with, people who give, some sage advice, some wise advice about all types of different things, from personal finance to just self-improvement, and of course diet, lifestyle, nutrition, all these things. And that's what our channel is about. We try to put our own content out. We want to give back. We've learned all this stuff. We want to give it back to people now. But the bottom line is you've got to be proactive in this category. And we'll probably do another chapter on proactive versus reactive, but you've got to be proactive. Do not just think that your life is made up of people who just happen to be hanging around you. You need to intentionally go out and you need to seek these people out, even if it's just on the internet. If you're an introvert, get on the internet, like watch here, and then the stuff that you really want to see and you want to be around, if you're on YouTube or whatever other platform that you're on, like the content, share the content, comment on the content, because this AI, which is out there, will work in your favor. And it's almost like you have these 5 things that you're watching the most on the internet as your 5 friends, and they will influence you. So, but you've got to pick the right ones. Don't be, going out and watching Whistling Diesel and all these other people that are just destroying shit all day long and not showing you any good habits and just wasting everyone's time, it seems like. I know maybe I'll get some comments saying Whistling Diesel is not wasting anybody's time. I mean, he provides entertainment, okay? I will occasionally look at one of his things, but I mean, the bulk of my interactions are going to be around people that I want to be like. I do not want to be like that, okay? Maybe you want to be like that. And then just keep watching those videos and you will be. All right. I hope I'm not bringing anyone over to watching channels like that. There's plenty of other channels. I'm not picking that one out for that, or not just channels on YouTube, but it could be on any form of social media. Could be books that you're reading in the library. It could be just people you're hanging out with in normal. Could be family. I got a chapter on family. You have to set the boundaries. You have to actively set your boundaries based on the type of behavior you want to have. And don't please, especially if we're talking about family, approach this from, oh, well, I have to. I'm being unloving if I don't do this. The reality is everybody influences someone. They're constantly influencing someone. You have to decide if that influence is beneficial and helping others, helping life, or is hurting. And you have to make a decision, and you have to be intentional, and you have to set up your life. No excuses. Don't play the victim here, okay? Because it's a slippery slope where you're quickly discovering that you are the victim. And then you're setting an example for everyone else after you to be the victim as well. It's not a good situation. The good situation is to be intentional. And if, sometimes people grow apart too. I'm not saying that you pick to be around somebody and then 20 years from now, you're going to be picked around some. No, I mean, they may not be the same person. What usually happens when I say a different person is it's very simple. You're either growing and getting better, or you're backsliding, one or the other, growing or backsliding. And if you are growing and the people around you are growing, then great, you guys will keep hanging out, no problem. But if one of you or all of the others or somebody or some group of the others, 3 of the 5, stops growing, they're not going to want to hang out with you anymore. And you're not going to want to hang out with them anymore. And that's okay. You should have a lifelong learning process, but there are some in your path, whether you realize it or not, when you first met them, sometimes you can't even tell. It's okay. Not blaming anyone, not even blaming you or me or whatever. But at a certain point, you realize, okay, I'm growing. I'm challenging myself. I want to do better. I want the next generation to do better. I want to help people, et cetera, et cetera. And there's other people that say, no, that's not for me. That's nice if you want to do that, but I don't want to do that. Well, that's when you need to make your decision. And there's nobody's right or wrong in that situation, because there are people that are of a growth mindset, and then there are other people that are of more of a scarcity, I guess, a mindset. I think it tends to be that, I'm just realizing this now, the scarcity mindset people really tend to not want to learn, not want to grow, not want to do new things. And the growth mindset people, they want to grow, they want to learn new things. Because society benefits, individuals benefit, people you hang around with benefit, everyone benefits. It's like a positive feedback loop rather than a downward spiral. Okay, that's why it's so important to pick the people you hang around with, constantly reevaluate, and don't fall into the trap of, oh, you're judging people. You shouldn't judge people, and that's wrong. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about, let's say, curating, actively curating your influences. That's a better word. Not judging, but curating. That seems to be a nice PC word to use, isn't it? And you have to do that, because just look at the people you're hanging around with. Look at them. That's going to be you if you continue to hang out with them. Now, remember, I am a total optimist here, and I don't think that just because someone is a certain way now that they're going to always be that way. But let's be realistic. This stuff I'm telling you about here in this book is difficult stuff. You're going to need all the support systems you can get. You're going to need all the help you can get. You're more like a trailblazer or a pioneer doing this stuff. You are going to be held back by the 5 people you hang around with the most, or you're going to be helped by them. You're going to be held back or helped. And that's up to you. Don't blame anybody else. Don't say, oh, I wish I was in this family instead, or I wish I lived on that side of town, or this. It doesn't matter anymore. Everyone's connected through the internet, and especially people that are trying to live this lifestyle, they're more than happy to help you. Okay, I do personal nutritional coaching as well. If you're interested in that, link below, of course. But any kind of help you need, this is key. You've got to break away from the people that are holding you back. If someone's holding you back, you need to identify that. Maybe sometimes you need to bring somebody else into here so that you can get like another point of view, an outsider's point of view. And I don't mean any harm by saying any of this, and you shouldn't mean any harm by saying any of it. But not everyone is there to be on the journey with you. Not everyone's going to be able to make it. All right. Especially if you're trying to do something new. And I've always had my own business, so I understand this deeply. And people say it's lonely at the top. Sometimes it is, but you'll find that nowadays, and that slogan was made before the internet. Nowadays with the internet, you'll find all these other people that are similar to you, and it won't really be lonely at all. Actually, you'll probably have more than enough people to hang out with. And I have a feeling you may find that the people that are holding you back also are very limited in terms of their own connections and people, and they actually don't utilize the internet in this way to connect like minds. Another reason why you don't want to hang out with them. That's a choice that they're making to do that. Don't let that become you. All right. you're alive, you're growing, you're learning, you're trying to help others. You can't help others unless you're doing that. If you're not in that growing and learning process, you're not going to be able to help others. You're just going to teach them the wrong lessons is what's going to end up happening. And then you're going to have some circle of friends that just brings everybody down, circle of acquaintances and whatnot. So important. So important. The 5 people you hang around with the most. Don't give me any excuses. You're choosing it. You've always chosen it. Okay. And maybe you were chained down by your parents before you were 18 and you couldn't. But since that time, you've chosen it. You need to own it. Own your stuff. Own it. Okay. Don't blame anybody else. This is your life. Curate it the way you want your life to be. And if you're here and watching this video, I really hope that you have a similar outlook, an optimistic outlook, and that you want to see things get better. You know, not only, and when this is not just a selfish thing. Don't think this is a selfish thing. We're out there to help other people. And when you do this and set the right example, you set the right example for other people. So everyone's going to improve. Everyone's going to benefit off of this way of living. It's so good. So I'm trying to hit on all the different, I'm trying to check all the boxes. I'm trying to hit on all the different points here about why it's so important. Because this is not just your basic self-help concept or personal development concept. This is key to this entire life. Living to 150, having a quality life is choosing these people. And even with the internet, even with the connection of the internet these days, like I said, even if you're doing all these things I'm saying, you still may end up finding you're surrounding yourself with some people that are just not doing it for you. You just do not want to end up like them. You've got to start to put space. Just put some space between you and them. That's all you have to do. Put some space. You don't have to do anything more, unless you want to. I mean, but if the reason why you're trying to distance yourself from people is because they're a bad influence on you, you won't really have to do much more than that, and you will reap enormous benefits. Your progress will just go by leaps and bounds forward. And like I said, it's not just going to be about you. You're going to help all of the human population to progress as well, because these concepts here that we're teaching, that I'm teaching here in the book, are so important. I mean, I would love for everybody to follow this stuff. Just like I know when I got my Tesla, I was like, man, back in 2007, early 2017, I was like, I wish everybody had a car like this. I knew they're expensive. They're still expensive, but I wish everybody had a car. And sooner or later, they all will. I'm almost certain, okay? They will. Same thing with like restaurants and Green Fair. We work with Green Fair. I'm like, man, I wish Green Fair was everywhere. I wish everybody could go to a restaurant like Green Fair. And we're still really early on this, but I'm confident I can envision a time when soon all restaurants, that will be the standard for all restaurants. Same thing with this lifestyle, this overall lifestyle. It's tough now, and I wish everybody could do this. That's the attitude you got to move forward with. And as long as you're doing that, you'll find that you will start to, curate your friends, curate your acquaintances, make sure that people are of like mind and they're helping you. You want people, you're going to need people that are going to be challenging you in a positive way, not influencing you negatively, constantly telling you to do things that you shouldn't be doing. And I've got chapter after chapter after chapter of things that you shouldn't be doing. If you find that these people are doing this to you, get away from them. Just make space, push space, create space. That's all you have to do. And remember, you're doing this for a good reason. This is not because people have and will do the same concept for selfish reasons. Just don't. As long as you're doing it for the right reasons, you will have the right results. And if you got any value out of this video, please hit the like button, smash the like button. Of course, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. And please share this video on social media, on any of your platforms, your timelines, your Twitter, your LinkedIn's, Telegrams, all these things. Please share it. It'll help us to get the word out and get this knowledge out to more people. So have a great one, and I will see you in the next chapter. Bye-bye.